Welcome back, comedy fans. I recently threw out the question to all of you, what are your most loved or perhaps most hated British sitcoms? And from the dozens of fantastic suggestions, to Manor Born definitely made the cut. This beloved classic, originally airing from 1979 to 1981, plus a special in 2007, gave us the unforgettable duo of Penelope Keith as the wonderfully dignified Audrey Forbes Hamilton and Peter Bowles as the smooth, self-made millionaire Richard de Vere. The story begins with Audrey having to sell her grand family estate only for it to be snapped up by the very charming and very new money de Vere. It's a premise that feels so quintessentially British and, dare I say, harmless. So what could possibly be controversial or disliked about a show like this? Let's dive in and find out. In 1968, writer Peter Spence wrote a radio series for Penelope Keith and Bernard Braden, in which she played an upper-class widow who has to move out of her stately manor when her husband died. Braden is the American businessman who purchased her former home. A pilot show was recorded and completely forgotten about. Then Penelope Keith was elevated to national celebrity status in the hit BBC sitcom The Good Life as Margot Ledbetter. When The Good Life ended in 1978, the BBC, eager to cash in on Penelope Keith's popularity, wiped the dust off to the Manor Born, brought in experienced comedy producer Christopher Bond to transfer the sitcom to television. That's how Audrey subsequently takes up residence in the considerably smaller Old Lodge cottage situated on the estate. From this vantage point, she maintains a vigilant and often disapproving watch over the manor's new proprietor, Richard de Vere, a self-made supermarket magnate changed from an American to Czech descendancy. The humour and dramatic fiction in the series is the developing love-hate relationship, the ongoing battle of wits between Audrey and Richard. This dynamic is deeply rooted in their divergent class backgrounds and personal values, creating a constant interplay of traditional versus modernity and old money versus new wealth. Despite this widespread popularity and its status as an iconic programme and classic British comedy, To the Manor Born provokes clear divisions in opinion. Its humour is frequently described as gentle, accessible, witty and wholesome, making it a popular choice for family viewing due to its lack of explicit content or harsh language. However, some viewers found it boring or overrated and others perceived its themes as dated. However, while the show has an apparently gentle comedic style, it also makes a clear social commentary on the traditional values of British life and the grotesque nature of new money and all it entails. The series presents its social critique with a non-confrontational comedic framework, which some viewers appreciate, while others might perceive as only a light-hearted, quaint narrative. The central conflict and much of the humour in To the Manor Born are derived from the stark class differences embodied by its two main protagonists. Audrey Forbes Hamilton is meticulously portrayed as the quintessential, snobbish, self-confident lady of the manor, a character deeply entrenched in aristocratic traditions and expectations. Her worldview is defined by an insistence on her family's centuries-old customs and an inherent disdain for anything she perceives as modern or common. While most of the staff from the manor were let go, she's kept on her butler Brabinger and old Ned the gardener. Richard de Vere, a self-made millionaire and nouveau riche figure, represents efficiency and modernisation, often clashing with Audrey's traditionalism. His Czech background emphasises his outsider status in Audrey's old English world, creating ongoing tension between new money and tradition. Richard's mother, Mrs. Pulovica, with her Eastern European mannerisms, further highlights these cultural and class differences, much to Audrey's annoyance. The class divide in To the Manor Born is a key area that divides opinion. Proponents of the show often view it as a wonderful satire of the British class system that, despite its focus on class, maintains a not mean-spirited tone. It's seen as intelligent and witty, exploring questions about the nature of class, whether wealth alone can confer social standing, or if true sophistication is an inherited trait. The audience is sympathetic towards Audrey while simultaneously laughing at her snobbery. The eventual romantic relationship and marriage between Audrey and Richard is often interpreted as a symbolic bridging of the class divide, suggesting a harmonious resolution to their internal conflicts. Critics argue that the show romanticises the ruling class and perpetuates the notion that those not to the manor born are inherently less worthy to rule or unable to appreciate the arts. Audrey's snobbery and noble obligations are perceived by some as entitled, contributing to negative views of her character. The humour directed at Richard's new money is seen by some as relying on stereotypes that mock upward mobility. The show's setting and storylines, such as hunt balls, village committees and eccentric brigadiers, are considered quaint and contribute to a dated feel for contemporary viewers, making its class commentary seem out of touch with modern sensibilities. Another contributing factor to the divided reception is the show's reliance on character archetypes. Audrey and Richard are strong archetypes, with Audrey explicitly linked to Penelope Keith's previous popular snobbish roles. This provided immediate recognition and comedic shorthand for audiences of the time. While some viewers interpret this as a clever and effective use of archetypes for satirical purposes, others perceive it as merely reinforcing outdated and potential harmful class stereotypes. To the Manor Born is frequently praised for its clever, witty scripts, its subtle comedy and overall gentle, accessible humour, making it a suitable and enjoyable choice for family viewing. The humour is often derived from mundane situations and underpinned by sharp writing. The show's comedic style has received mixed feedback. Some viewers describe its plots as routine and that the storyline can feel repetitive due to dialogue used for character history updates. The humour, which relies on elements of farce, is seen as by certain audiences as increasingly exaggerated. While some found the show consistently appealing, others view it as outdated or slow-paced, partly attributing to its terribly quaint Little England setting. Additionally, frequent reruns across television channels have led to perceptions of overexposure. The show's consistent sitcom formula provides comfort and familiarity for some viewers, but is seen as repetitive and predictable by others. The development of characters in To the Manor Born shapes opinions on the show's quality. Audrey Forbes Hamilton starts off as a tragic figure, but gradually reveals warmth and grows closer to Richard de Vere throughout the series, ultimately proposing to him. Both she and Richard become well-rounded, with performances improving over time. Richard is depicted as a nuanced character, not just a stereotypical wealthy figure. Some critics feel Audrey is less nuanced than characters like Margot Ledbetter from The Good Life, and argue that the show lacks significant character development or story progression. Characters are often described as stagnant, with little evolution throughout the series. This reflects a broader criticism of sitcoms which frequently avoid major changes in favour of a consistent comedic approach, leading to a sense of stagnation for viewers seeking more dynamic stories. Sitcoms often favour consistent character archetypes over significant character growth, as seen with Audrey and Richard, who largely remain within their roles. The relatability or idealisation of characters shapes audience responses. Audrey is given both tragic and warm traits for her relatability, despite her aristocratic roots, while Richard is depicted as both charming and complex. The show's upper-class setting and focus on snobbery can make the characters aspirational and appealing to some, but can also seem shallow or entitled to others. Ultimately, the treatment of class and tradition in the show influences how viewers connect with or are alienated by the characters, dividing opinions on their appeal. To the Manor Born occupies a unique position in British television history, marked by both enduring popularity and significant criticism regarding its lasting appeal. The series achieved record ratings during its initial run and is considered a classic British comedy, fondly remembered by many viewers. Its wholesome, family-friendly entertainment contributes to its ongoing appeal, with fans often sharing it across generations. For many viewers, the show's timeless charm ensures it remains enjoyable and relevant. To the Manor Born remains popular mainly due to nostalgic appeal among original viewers. This emotional attachment often leads to positive perceptions, but modern audiences or critics tend to see the show as dated and mundane, sometimes calling it overrated, as values shift over time. Once appreciated qualities like its gentle humour become sources of critique, creating a divide between nostalgia fans and those evaluating it by current standards. The resolution of the central will they, won't they romantic tension between Audrey and Richard played a key role in shaping the show's plot and audience engagement. The original series finale concluded this storyline with their marriage, providing a narrative closure. So, To the Manor Born holds a truly fascinating and somewhat complicated spot in the annals of British TV history. It's simultaneously held up as an absolute classic by some, while others critique elements that simply haven't aged well. This division in viewer opinion often boils down to its portrayal of class, how comedic tastes have shifted, the nuances of sitcom character development, and the ever-present tension between nostalgia and modern perspectives. It's a show that continues to spark conversation, proving that even the seemingly most gentle comedies can be a hotbed of debate. I really hope you've enjoyed this journey into what people loved and perhaps didn't quite love about To the Manor Born. What are your thoughts on Audrey and Richard's antics? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your take. And if you've had fun with this video, please go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on more British sitcom stories and trivia. Thanks for watching.